today you can see I have a plethora of garden essentials here with me, and today I'm going to share with you some of my absolute favorites. I feel like there's a bee in my shirt. I'm fine. Today I'm sharing my favorites. These are all items that I received at the beginning of the season from Diggs Gardening. Some of you know I've been using their gloves for 2 or 3 years now. Love them. They're touchscreen. You can also see some here. I set up everything that I have been using consistently throughout the season, and these gloves started it all. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about the gloves today because you have probably seen plenty of videos of me harping about these gloves and why I love them so much. Instead, I'm going to start off with this kneeling pad. Y'all, this kneeling pad is my absolute favorite. It is so thick, so plush. I have been using this since spring and it has been keeping my knees alive. I just really like it. And again, I have been using this all season and look how thick it still is. It has not given way in any shape or form. Very sturdy, love it. Next, I'm gonna show you 2 different belts. This belt you might have seen in a video very recently on Diggs. It is a single belt with pockets in the front. It snaps closed. So super easy. I've got my pruners. I've got a pair of Diggs gardening gloves. I just dropped the little tomato secures that I use. I've got a marker stump and vine killer from Bonide. This is how this stays packed. I clearly use this quite often. It also has some string in here. I do not know why. So I like this belt a lot. I think it's really useful. It's very comfortable, easy to put on, and it stores a good amount of stuff. Again, I have a container of something in here, so good use of this belt. Now, something very similar to this belt that I have been using, again, since the beginning of the season, is this belt. Now, this is very similar, but it has 2 pockets, so it's a little bit easier to separate your things. So again, it just snaps in the back closed, which you have seen me do before, and I can separate them like a contract worker. And again, I have not touched this for the video purposes. This is exactly how I picked it up from where I used it last. So we have in this some more Diggs gloves. I stay stacked on these gloves, okay? It's touchscreen, they're machine washable, it's comfortable, it's everything. Very durable. Got an empty packet from when I was starting seeds. And on the other side, stacked, we have some markers for the garden, some flexible tie, another marker. Apparently I keep a marker in every pocket. Band-Aid. What else is in here? Very comfortable to take a break. Somebody asked me in the comments recently, do I feel like I stab myself a lot putting my pruners in there? I personally do not. I do keep the pockets to the side. So for that, I really feel like this little 2-section one is better because I like to keep my pruners in and push it to the side of my body so I'm not bending over a sharp object, but I really haven't had any problems with that. So that's my comment to this, and I would say that this is my most used item. I think I snap it on for literally no reason, just in case, because I can keep everything in here. I'm gonna keep this on too because I'm gonna do a little bit of gardening here in a second, but I also want to show you next up this tote bag. And again, I keep her stacked. So you can obviously see right up front, I have some Diggs gloves right front and center, this garden fork, more Diggs gloves, and you guys, again, this is stuff I use. Look how filthy. Exactly the way it waits for me. I have apparently more Diggs gloves at the bottom in case somebody wants to come help me. Inside, so I like that this snaps closed because it keeps everything obviously from falling out, but it has little pockets on the inside as well, and I just have usually some fertilizer or something that I might need on hand. Love this. You will have seen me use this tool very early on in the season as well when I was planting up a lot of things. This tote bag is very handy, especially for me. I'm trying to film a couple of things and like share my garden, so I always try to throw a camera in the tote bag, which makes things a lot easier. Keep a water in here. I would say this is my second most used item. So number one, number two. And then this bucket organizer is a little bit more recent. I started using this when my flowers started coming through. I like to flap this part out like so and fill it with water, so I can have my tools in the side pocket here, but I can also stick my flowers in the bucket of water. It's been very handy. And then I have some worm tea. I have a hose attachment because you never know. I have my favorite belt on. I have my tote bag and my bucket. So come along with me and see how these really work. So for those of you that don't know, I actually suffered some pretty wild injuries a few years ago, which is one of the reasons I was so excited about the kneeling pad being so plush and comfortable, because it's so helpful to have accessories like this in the garden, to be able to have my tool belt and my bucket with everything that I need instead of making multiple trips. These accessories are so helpful in the garden, and I really do hope that you try some of them out for yourself. So that's all for me today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.